So hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want us to be, to help each other in addressing matters of life that are of concern to all of us. And today I want us to talk about a topic that is very, very important in all our lives, and to ensure that we are succeeding and at the same time taking care of our health and taking care of our bodies and also our mind. And in today's video, I want us to discuss why it is important for us to set some times aside and, go for holidays or go for vacation, literally away from our homes, away from the houses where we reside when we work, or where we go back when, we leave work in the evening. And I want to go back a little bit into the history of why, most people in African continent don't prioritize going for holiday. Because back then, before the 80s, when employment in the country, especially in Kenya, was majorly offered by government. So everybody back then would tell you that when you finished school, it was almost a guarantee that you would get a job, mostly with governments or with the few big private entities that existed back then. But now, over time, population has grown. People have multiplied, and government is actually not considered as the biggest employing sector. Yes, as a single employer, government still up to date, still remains to be the biggest employer in the country. Because government has so many national government, county governments. So yes, given it is the biggest employer as a single entity, but still private sector and self-employment also constitute a very, very major part of what people work to earn today. And when the government used to be the biggest employer and almost the only employer back then, people didn't see the need for holidays. Why? Because when you work with government, there are so many privileges that you enjoy, and automatically by enjoying those government privileges, you don't see, or people did not see the need to again plan another holiday in the sidelines of what the government is giving them. So for instance, when you work for the government, you have an automatic 26 or 21 leave days in a year. When you work for the government, you don't work on public holidays. When you work for the government, you also don't work on weekends. And again, you are entitled to so many other privileges like maternities and paternity leave and compassionate leave, everything that you might desire to be away from work, the government will grant you that. So that made the aspect of going for holidays not very popular back then, because people would easily access time that they needed to go and do other things outside work. But since the growth of the population and the sprouting of the private sector and self-employment, people have shifted and mentalities have changed, and the way people do work has completely changed from when the government used to be the only employer. And we are not and if we are not conscious of this fact, people will get to a point whereby their bodies become so much exhausted that they start falling into depression, they start falling into diseases, or endless fatigue of their body. And this topic is very, very critical. Some people might not see it as important, but if you are conscious or cautious about your body, your mind well-being, then this topic is one that you want to listen attentively. So let's go back to what people are doing today away from getting employed by the government. If you work from the private sector today, you understand that the pressure is so much. You will be required, of course, maybe to work from 8 to 5 every day from Monday to Friday, but at the same time the pressure does not leave you during the weekend. You keep still thinking about your work, you keep still checking your emails at night and everything. So every day 24/7, it's as if you are locked to work for your employer throughout. And this is not because you want, but the pressure to succeed from the perspective of private sector is always very high. And also, we also have some very personal, ambitious goals that we want to grow as employees. We want to rise the career ladders. So you have to ensure that you are continually working hard. You cannot stick to working from just 8 to 5. You know, you will be outsmart. You must make sure that you put a lot of hours in your work to make sure that, you know, you deliver results within the expected timelines, and sometimes 8 to 5 will not be enough. So this has made that people in the private sector really work so hard, all overwork, and they need time to break away from work. Secondly, is that, you know, some other people, a good majority of Kenyans, are also in self-employment, either as their full-time job or as a part-time thing that they do in the sides of their full-time job. So if you are in self-employment, you understand that there is no time off for yourself. If you take time off, you stop making money. You know, unless you have a job that really is being run by systems, that everything is in place, you have employees who are doing things on your behalf. But if you are in employment and you are the one who runs the job, like, you know, my Uber guys, my Uber drivers, anybody in that sector, honestly, you are the one who run the job. And anytime you are away from work, you stop making the money. So my suggestion to everyone who is in self-employment, everyone who, you know, runs some side hustle businesses that have always costed all your time, it is the opportunity for you to set some time apart and go away from your house and have time to unwind, have time to refreshen up and go back home with a new strategy. And this is what the Western countries have really embraced over the many years. Because, you know, one thing I admire white people, in as much as we criticize them for so many things, is that they really work hard. When it is time to work hard, they do that and they exceed that by far. But then they don't do it, you know, all around the clock. They will do it for like 3-4 months, and then they break away for a holiday, whereby they will turn off everything about work and just enjoy their free time with their families. And that is a culture that we have to embrace if we are mindful about our health and mental well-being. And this is something that I'm enjoying here. So you can see around where I'm sitting, and I'm not telling you to go for holidays because I have done it. No, it's because I have seen it so necessary. If I don't take this time away from my working desk, away from my home, away from my office, I will always find myself jumping into work from one minute to the other. So guys, please, if you feel like your life has stagnated and you want to turn things around, just leave that house. Like, strategize on how you can just leave that house for like 1, 2, 3 days. Go away, whether you are going for that holiday to get entertainment or to just go and have a reflection over your life, and then go back with a new plan and say, once I go back into my house, I will start things anew. And because you are not there, you had gone far away to go and come back home with a new strategy, most probably you will see it as a big thing that you want to pursue. So that is my discussion with you guys for today, and I hope you take it very seriously. I hope you will get to enjoy. I hope you will do these things to come and freshen up. And I wish you all the best. And just drop me your comments there if you agree with what we have just discussed. Thank you.